Hey friends, it's your girl April here, and today's story on the short is called Rhythm of the Rain, and it reminds us to be careful of the words we use with each other so we don't cause harm. Enjoy. Today's feature on the short, Rhythm of the Rain. Renee stepped out into the rain, thankful that the drumming of water on earth drowned out the screaming inside his house. Breakfast had come quietly enough, taking only a few tentative steps before a spilled cup of coffee ousted peace and set Renee's parents at each other like rabid dogs. On other occasions, when Jessica and Pablo fought, Renee would go to his room, hold tight his headphones, and hide amidst the lyrics of his favorite band, while his sisters did the same further down the hall. But still, sometimes, he heard things. Horrible things. From the mouths of his mother and father came lies, curses, or terrible truths about each other, their lives and their children, yelled out in anger like guided missiles. Until one day, despite a wicked loud guitar solo blasting in his ears, Renee heard 4 words that changed his life. "Renee isn't even yours," his mother screamed, wounding husband and son in one blow. Jessica felt little regret for breaking her husband's heart that afternoon. He was a stubborn, selfish man, and in her mind, she'd won this round. Pablo disappeared for a week after their argument and didn't look upon his only son quite the same way when he returned. Jessica had never given a thought about her eldest in the matter, and Renee dared not ask her in case her words were true. He simply tried to pretend, that he hadn't heard. But ever since that day, Renee left the house when tempers flared, and a little rain was no deterrent to escape. In fact, he welcomed it. The cool drops felt nice on his head and face, and upon the soaking of his clothes, he held out his hands, inviting further cleansing from the sky. He walked slowly around the block, often pausing to listen to the rhythmic beating of raindrops pouring down on the ground, spilling onto cars, trickling through tree leaves, dripping off rooftops, and washing down gutters. Despite the refreshing water, hateful thoughts sought an opening, intending to harden his heart to a future of love and marriage, but he resisted, letting them slide off in nature's bath. Like music, the heavenly shower became a symphony, flowing over him, strolling with him, and finally accompanying him back to his parents' house. But their conflict continued, sending Renee once again to the sidewalk to sit on the curb beneath the dripping clouds. He prayed there, amidst what some call the tears of God, and smiled, letting the rhythm of the rain play on his forehead and cheeks before racing down his chilled body. The peace of it deafened him to the shouting inside the house, and to the screeching SUV whose driver had lost control, hydroplaned, and jumped the curb. For an instant, the music stopped. When Renee opened his eyes, Jessica and Pablo were kneeling on either side of him, wet from the storm, choked to silence by fear that contorted their faces. Jessica sobbed quietly, but the rain stole her tears and swept them into the street beside her fallen son. Pablo cradled Renee, holding the teen's hand in his own. Although the showers continued, Renee no longer felt its rhythm on his skin. "Dad?" His voice cracked as he coughed up blood, also quickly consumed by the rain. Pablo tightened his grip, his eyes alarmed yet warming with the love Renee had so missed of late. "I'm here, son. I got you." The conviction of his dad's statement filled him, starting the music again, this time even more beautifully and growing stronger. Renee smiled and closed his eyes, knowing it had come to carry him home. Thank you for listening to the short, and I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Please know that God loves you, and when you're ready to talk, He's ready to listen. God bless you.